Rasheed reached out to me, asking if I'd be a part of this event, and of course it was a quick yes sir. Let me know the details on there. What I really like about what he's doing with spreading diversity and just my conversation with him is that if you follow him on social media, you've had a chance to have a conversation with him. He's honest, and that's the number one quality that not number one quality, a lot of other qualities, but it just makes you draw to a person when you can appreciate their level of honesty. So I had a conversation with him the other day on Facebook where he shared me that he's still getting people in the right spots and what he's trying to do. And I appreciate that honesty, because a lot of times people will have you believe that when they start something, when they're getting something going, or they already got to a certain spot, that all just kind of flowed organically. It doesn't work like that for anybody. I feel compelled to talk about honesty and just having these honest conversations with people. As an adult and as a leader at a school, as a teacher, that sometimes you sometimes are kind of trying to figure out when a child approaches you with a question, how do you want to answer it? Because you have so many things that go into it. Okay, what's appropriate for this child who's 12 years old who just asked this question? Or what's appropriate for me in my position as an answer to give? I had several conversations with teachers and students and parents alike, and I even made a comment in one of my conversations that when it's time for me to start lying to children or lying to people, I probably ought to go find something else for me to do, because that's just not going to set anybody up for success. There's two pieces to any conversation, I think. There's whatever coaching or whatever advice or whatever exchange of ideas needs to happen, and then whatever the solution is. When you're having a conversation with somebody, they're not always going to be peaches and cream, and they're going to be smooth flowing conversations. Sometimes honesty is a little difficult. If you really want to get down and understand a person, you have to expose yourself to being willing to hear what they're going to say. And it may make you uncomfortable. It may make you feel a certain way. It may make you question the way you've dealt with that person before, or it may make you question the way that you think about certain things. And where this has come about, from my coaching background, Coach Musselwhite, Craig Musselwhite, 30-year coach. When I was young in my coaching, I coached for 10 years. When I was young in my coaching career, I remember being on the phone with him one evening. I had particularly my first year coach, I had a really trying day. Why? I'm having trouble getting, I was like, I don't think I've been out of track that long, but where I just can't. For us, it was just go do this. It was like, cool, we got it. We're going to do it right now. And then I felt like I'm having to explain too much. And he said, Coach, sometimes you just got to tell them what's going to happen. Tell them what's going to happen. Tell them if you do A, here's how this might play out. If you do B, here's how this might play out. If you do C, here's how this might play out. And there may be some pushback, but you're honest with them and you gave them the choices and the knowledge that they need to make a decision. My second thing that's kind of impacted me about talking about honesty, I've had this situation at work that's kind of morphed, and I mean it in a good way. So I had a student who gets off the bus. I do bus duty. He gets off the bus, and he stays for 2 minutes a day, and he talk about things. He stays for 5 minutes a day, and now it's transitioned to his whole homeroom period. He's with me, and he asks questions, a lot of questions. He's very inquisitive. He wants to know all things about the school. Why do we start at this time? Well, how is the schedule built? Why do you want your teacher standing outside the door at the beginning of the day? And then from there, I had another kid see him. He was like, well, I want to be part of y'all's team too. And I was like, I didn't know we had a team. We got a team now? So all of a sudden now I got two. So the second kid went back to his class and told another kid what was going on. So all of a sudden another kid shows up, hey, where do I sign up at? I'm like, sign up? We got sign ups for this? So now all of a sudden I got 3, and then he went out and told somebody else, and now I got 4. So the other day, one of them called a meeting, which I didn't know he could do that, but he's like, we need to meet in your office at this time. Can you be there? And I was like, well, it's my office. I guess I need to be there, don't I? So we're sitting around talking, and what I've learned in that has kind of helped me not try to, with our younger kids and being adults, we sometimes try to filter or shield them from a lot of things they think they aren't mature enough to handle. And so now where we're getting is that I'm having that balance of being able to give them the information they need and still make it appropriate for who they are. And there's a difference between doing that and just, hey, we're not going to talk about that because you're too young to understand. Well, if they're asking and they want to know, it's coming from somewhere. So in a situation where we can have an impact in that conversation with them and maybe shape and mold them and help them understand why certain things are the way they are, I feel like as leaders, whether you're a coach, a teacher, a after-school person, somebody's grandmother, as you have in every neighborhood, you have an older person neighborhood who's just like the neighborhood mom or dad or grandmother or whatever, and kids just naturally gravitate to their house and they show up in the yard and talk or get a piece of candy from them. I think we kind of have an obligation to be honest with our kids and set them up for success. And in this little group, that's I didn't develop it, they did. It wasn't me. It's not some initiative that was great. It was literally an organic thing where kids were just all of a sudden showing up at bus duty, ready to help out teachers. And it's really been a great thing to watch. But I think with spreading diversity, what Rashid is doing is starting a platform to start having these conversations. And as Alpha said, with what they were doing in the cafeteria at the junior high, where you're exchanging these questionnaires and things of that nature, that's a good starting point too. But when you're putting yourself out there like that, you got to be willing to receive what's going to come and be willing to deal through that. And, which goes back to, talking about kids. So at our age, and our junior high is probably appropriate too, there's two pieces of anything. We talk about whether if it's academics or discipline or whatever the case may be, there's two pieces. There's whatever I don't want to say consequence, but whatever you got to do to make it right. And then there's the coaching part of it. The coaching part is where the honesty comes. The accountability part is just what you got to do to get it right. But the coaching part is where you can be honest, show kids what they need, and in that you got to be willing to receive that too. If you're putting yourself out there and telling them what they need or what they need to do, you've got to be willing to understand what they're going to tell you. And the honesty part, it's not easy. It is probably the most challenging part of any conversation, any interaction that we have. Opening yourself up and being willing to listen and be exposed to new ideas and new ways of thinking. In closing, I just want to say I really am a fan of spreading diversity. I'm a fan of what you do. A lot of people are fans. Just keep on having these honest conversations. Keep on being willing to put in that work. And you hit it on the head when you said you've had some challenges, but part of you embracing that lets me know that you're going to be very successful in what you have going on. So I just want to say I appreciate you putting these events on and reaching out to everybody. Thank you.